Have you ever thought that the fastest way to make money with your nutrition or your health coaching practice was just to sell a bunch of things, to have all the options, have some one-on-one sessions, a premium offer, a group program, a lower ticket option for those who couldn't afford the premium option? Yes, I'm sure that you have. And the truth is that selling more than one offer actually makes you way less money and it slows everything down in your business. Ask me how I know this. I'm going to tell you how I learned this the hard way. So, in this video, I'm going to show you why that happens. I'm going to show you what one offer to sell instead of selling all of the things, which is actually the shortcut to making your first 100K in your nutrition or your health coaching practice. This is why you should only sell one premium offer until you make six figures with that offer, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do right now. If you don't know me yet, my friend, my name's Andrea Nordling. I am the founder of the Profitable Nutritionist. I'm also a holistic nutritionist myself, nutritional therapy practitioner to be exact. And I did not do this well in the beginning of my business, which I'm going to tell you all about. But all you need to really know here about why I'm the person to tell this to you is because I have made this mistake. I have touched the hot stove over and over and over again and been so tempted to have multiple offers, but my business has always, without exception, been more profitable, more simple, easier, and more fun for me to run when I only sold one thing. So, what does this look like? Well, let me take you back in time a little bit to 2016. I was newly certified as a nutritional therapy practitioner. And like you, probably, I wanted to help all of the people. I didn't want to turn anybody away. I wanted to have something for everyone. And I looked at businesses around me that were doing this well, that were working online, that were nutrition focused or health focused. And I took like a survey basically of all of the things that I saw and was like, what is working here? Or what are people doing? And caveat, not what is working, what are people doing? Because what I have learned since then is that what people are doing isn't working most of the time. And that's why this is so dangerous. But I didn't know that at the time. So I did a little survey of every business that was in my field that I could see around me. And I noticed that they had a lot of offers, different tiers, different price points. And so I thought, okay, this is it. This is what we need to do. So I did. I, like the good little student I was, the good little soldier, I went out and I created multiple different offers so that I had something to sell to anybody. Anybody that was interested in what I was talking about, and I was for sure a paleo prophet back in those days. Anybody who was listening who was like, yeah, this sounds great. I would love it if you would help me. I had something for everyone, or so I thought. What I actually was like, a watch salesman with the trench coat where I would like, what do you want? I have one of everything. And I literally did have one of everything inside. I had a low ticket membership, which took me a bajillion years to put together. And I made basically no money from it. I had some cheap courses that, again, took me a lot of time to record and put together, and I didn't make very much money from them. I had group programs, multiple group programs, one that was 5 weeks long, one that was 6 months long, and you might notice a theme here. I didn't make as much money from those offers as I thought I would. I also had one-on-one offers to work with people. Shocking, spoiler, I didn't make as much money with those offers either. Why is it though? Because it is so much harder to sell multiple things. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is. But a big takeaway from everything that I want you to hear right now is if you haven't made six figures in your practice, and that's an arbitrary number, but really a lot of people come to me saying, I need to make at least six figures in my business. I need to make six figures. So it is arbitrary, but it's also a pretty common goal that people have and a benchmark for sure. If you haven't made six figures in your business, it's probably because you're confusing your potential clients by having too many offers. You're also, I'm sure of it, confusing yourself with what you should be focusing on and what you should actually work on when you get to work in your business. On a Monday morning, when you pull up to your desk, you're probably like, oh, what should I actually be doing here? Because your business isn't simple and because you have so many moving parts and there's so much going on. So the big goal with me talking about this today is for you to have the takeaway that your business can be way simpler. And when it is simpler, you actually will make a lot more money. It won't be confusing for you and it won't be confusing for your potential clients, which is the name of the game. Not confusing, simple, in other words, equals profitable. And if this is landing for you, by the way, if you're like, yes, I want more of this, I want to make more money in less time and not burn myself out in my business, that is exactly what we do here at the Profitable Nutritionist. So if you haven't already, I would highly suggest that you click the link in the description and sign up for the free course. We have a 10-day free course that brings you through a lot of these philosophies I'm going to talk about today about having one offer, premium price, and simplifying your business tremendously, which will be really helpful for you. You can do that at theprofitablenutritionist.com/free, or again, linked up in the description. So, to demonstrate why it is so much harder to sell more than one offer and why simplifying to having one premium offer is going to make you way more money in your business and it's going to get your clients way better results and everything is going to be simpler and better for everybody. To demonstrate that, we are going to use some marbles and a mason jar, because what good nutritionist wouldn't have a cabinet full of mason jars and they need to be put to good use? I'm not saying these are full of preserved foods, but I do have the jars. Okay. So every single offer in your business is like a new business in and of itself. What the heck do I mean by that? Well, I mean that it takes your time and your energy and your bandwidth to execute on all of the things in your business, especially when you're making less than six figures and you're wearing all of the hats. I know this all too well. Okay. I've been a business owner since I was 22 years old. I have never had a corporate job. I've only ever worked for myself, and that means I've worn a lot of hats. I understand this concept. So each marble here is a unit of your time, a unit of your energy. To sell any offer in your business, we're going to do just one offer. This is one offer. You are going to need to spend time marketing that offer. And it is going to take brain power from you to figure out what to say and how to say it and how to spark conversations with potential referral partners and potential clients and how to get the word out about what you are doing in your business and to sell this offer. Okay, this is going to take your time. You are going to maybe be doing workshops. You are maybe going to be putting out flyers, in which case it's going to take you some time to write the copy that goes on those flyers and to actually make the flyers and then to make a sales page on your website. Oh my goodness, did you have a website yet? Maybe not. You got to make a website. That's going to take some time. If you're posting on social media, and I teach people how to grow businesses without posting on social media, but if you are posting on social media, that's going to take some time from you to post about this offer and to get the word out there. If you are networking with other practitioners to get referrals from them, that's going to take some time and some effort from you. If you're having in-person conversations, it's going to take you some time and some bandwidth and some energy to figure out how to tweak those conversations to lead to someone being interested in this offer, how to talk to somebody about the problems that they have and the problems that they think they have that aren't really those same problems. Ooh, and then, that sparks some different frameworks that you can weave into your conversations. And to do that, you have to have a lot of conversations that take some time, right? When you are further along in your business and you are investing in paid ads, that takes some time and attention from you to tweak them, to make them better. When you start selling this offer of yours, you're going to have sales calls. You're going to have actual conversations with humans. And that's going to require you to take some time and some energy and some brain power to figure out how do you overcome people's objections. Your easiest, most ideal clients are still going to have objections to why they have tried things in the past and it hasn't worked before. And why is this going to be different? And how is this investment going to pay back for them? This takes your time. This takes your brain power to figure out how to overcome the objections of this offer, of the person that you're selling it to. Again, it goes back to the problems that people have and how they are articulating those problems versus the problems that they actually have. And those might be two very different things. And how you explain that to people. This is all part of your sales process for this one offer. And it's different for each offer. The way that you market it, the way that you sell it, the way you overcome objections, the way that you articulate this solution, which is your offer, the results that people get when they go through your process, that all takes time and energy and effort on your part. So if you are doing this for multiple offers, you are going to have a lot of these jars full, okay? But this is just for one offer. Now you are going to deliver this actual offer, the process, somebody buys it and now you are going to deliver it to your clients, whether this is a one-on-one offer or a group offer or a digital product, doesn't matter. You have to deliver, okay? That means that you have a process you have to put together and you have to have milestones in this process. And this is everything that I teach in the TPN program, but by the way, but you have to figure this out. You have to figure out how you are going to ensure that your clients get results. You can't do the work for them, but it is your job to set up a process that is going to ensure that they get results when they follow it. Okay. And then you, as the coach, help them to follow it. That's why they're paying you. So you have to have milestones. You have to ensure client success and compliance. You have to simplify it. You have to tweak it. As you bring people through the offer, you're going to realize where the holes are. You're going to have to evaluate that. You're going to have to figure out, where are people falling off? Where are they getting confused? How do I simplify that? How do I make it better for them? Ding, ding, ding. This takes time. This takes effort from you. So this is your time and effort for one offer to sell one thing. Now, if you do this with 2 offers, 3 offers. You see where I'm going with this? Look how much time and how diluted your energy is. I don't even have enough marbles to show how much is involved in selling multiple offers. This is a lot of you. This is a lot of your brain power. This is a lot of your time. And this is why people quit their business, or this is why people don't make enough money in their business. Now, it took me over 3 years to make 6 figures in my nutrition practice because I was doing this. I had so many jars, which were offers, and different things I was selling, and I drastically underestimated how many marbles was going to need to go in each jar until it sold the way I needed it to. I'm going to say that again. I drastically underestimated the amount of marbles that each offer was going to take. Each jar needs a lot of marbles. It takes longer than we think it's going to learn how to properly market our offer and to sell it to the right people and to overcome their objections and to ensure that they get results and to deliver huge transformation to our clients. That takes longer than we think it's going to. It's not just putting up a website and people flock to it. We quickly realize, oh, okay, there's some tweaking to be done here. We have to change this over time. The people that you work with over time will change. The way that you serve them will change over time. And all of this takes time from you, and it takes your focus. And if you are focusing in 5 different directions because you have all of the different offers, like the watch salesman, which, ask me how I know this. I've definitely been there. If that's your MO, then you just are not going to do any of it well because you're trying to do way too much. So looking at businesses that are much more mature businesses, maybe if they are doing this successfully, is not wise in the beginning because you aren't a mature business, especially in the beginning of your practice, and you are wearing all the hats. So you have to be very selective about how you're spending your time and how you're serving your clients. So this is the huge problem that I see people having, is that they have way too many offers. So they're not selling any of them with the frequency or the amount that they want to be, because you just can't. You just can't focus on that many things with 24 hours in the day and actually having a life. So the problem isn't that the wrong people are coming to you. If people aren't buying all of your offers, the problem isn't like these are the wrong people, or it's the wrong offer, or I don't know, $197 was too much. It has to be $147. People get so caught up, and I get it because I did too, on the price or like these small, tiny little things, thinking that's going to fix the problem. And the actual fix for the problem is to focus on one offer. So that brings us to the question that I'm sure you're asking, which is like, well, what offer should I sell? And I have very strong opinions on this. My opinions, by the way, are not based on theory. They are based on my own experience, which I will tell you about, and also the experience of over 700 clients in the Profitable Nutritionist program that I have brought through this process and that I have seen change from having a bunch of offers to having one premium offer, and their revenue just goes crazy and their business explodes in the best way because they are taking all of the time and the bandwidth and all of the marbles, taking all of their marbles, and they're putting them, we'll just like be so literal here, they're putting all of it towards mastering the promoting and selling and delivering of one offer. So the one offer to sell in your business, then if all of your brain power is going to go to this one thing and it's going to be successful because you're doing that, the thing you need to sell is the thing that makes you the most money and gets your clients the best results, which is a premium, top tier, VIP, high ticket, you call it whatever you want. It's the big dog offer. Start with that first. And I know that if you're watching this and you're making less than 100K in your business right now, your brain might be arguing with that and saying, oh, no. Like, I can't charge thousands and thousands of dollars yet. I'm not established enough yet. And if you are thinking that, you're in good company. You have a human brain that is trying to keep you safe, that is talking you out of doing the big, radical, audacious thing. And also, you need to do the big, radical, audacious thing to make money in your business. You really do. So to make 100K in your business, you need to help people. You need to help them at a deep level. And to do that, you need to be paid accordingly for your time and effort and energy that you're going to be putting into that offer. which is an energetic match for all parties. When people show up and they are invested, both literally and figuratively, at a high amount, they are going to show up. And then you are going to show up and meet them there, and everybody's going to get better results. So, the one offer that you need to sell in your business until you've made at least 100K, but just spoiler at this point, after you get to 100K, you're going to realize, oh my goodness, this is the simple way. You're not going to introduce other offers. You're going to keep selling this one offer. You're going to keep making it better. You'll probably keep raising the price, and then you're going to figure out how to scale it. That's a separate video. And it doesn't mean that you have to introduce a different offer, by the way. But let's just stay focused here on the one offer you're going to have. So this is your probably one-on-one offer. This is the highest access to you. It is usually very VIP, very customized, personalized. That's by design. And so for that reason, it's usually a one-on-one offer where people have the most direct access to you. And the reason that is the best offer to get started with among all of the others that I've already given you is because you are going to be able to customize it and personalize it on the go, on the fly, in real time. You don't have to get a bunch of tech stuff set up in the beginning to get this offer off the ground. You're going to be able to do it with each client one-on-one. So you don't have to set up a website. You don't have to set up a client portal. You don't have to set up a million PDFs and an exact, what am I trying to, like an exact path for them and an exact everything week by week by week agenda of what you're going to do with these clients, because actually you need to just bring a few people through and figure that out as you go. So if you've watched any of my other videos or listened to my other podcast episodes, I've talked a lot about that, but I'll give a little quick recap. When you work with clients one-on-one, it truly is personalized for them, and it's a much lighter lift for you. But the purpose of working with those initial clients in this offer and bringing them through a premium offer is you have such high access one-on-one to each other. So yes, they are getting access to you, which is beautiful because they are going to feel like they won the lottery, getting the most of your time that you'll ever have to give to any clients in your practice. But also you are getting such valuable feedback from these clients on what is working, what isn't working, what you can do differently, how you can simplify it, where are they getting confused, where are they falling off. And it's just really impossible to do that with an offer like a digital product, a membership, an online course, or even a group program a lot of times, because you just can't have that feedback loop as closely and as well, like having the communication going as well as you can in a one-on-one relationship. I did this very wrong in the beginning of my practice because I created all of the offers. Remember, I was the watch salesman. I had one of everything. And so I had all of that. I had digital courses that sold not as well as they could have because I didn't have them priced appropriately and because I was diluting my focus to selling a million different things instead of selling the one thing. But also, I didn't really know if clients were getting results. I didn't have a mechanism in place for surveying them, for being in touch with them, for finding out where they were getting confused. So people would purchase. Some of them would say that was great. Some of them I would never hear from again. And it didn't help me make the experience better. It's a huge place where I see people go wrong. So don't make the mistake of trying to go digital too early in your practice. This is another reason why having one super premium offer that you sell for a very high price, which is variable, by the way. I have clients that have a premium offer that's $1,200. I have clients that have a premium offer that's over $10,000. You decide in between those and, any numbers on the table here, where you decide what premium is for you and how the maths for your business. This is also a process that I teach in the TPN program, and I bring you through step by step to create your pricing and to create your offer. But for the purpose of this discussion on just narrowing down to one offer, I want you to figure out what is your most premium offer. What does that need to be priced at for your business to be profitable and for it to be worth your time to sell? And then we go sell it and we create it and we create the delivery around it and the process that you bring those clients through, and we make it incredible for all parties, but we don't try to sell anything else in the meantime. Because again, it is going to take time and attention and bandwidth from you to do this, to figure out how to market it, how to talk about it, how to articulate the problems that this offer solves for your most ideal clients. And how is that different? Like I've said many times here, but I got to keep hammering this point home. Like, how is that different than the problems that they think that they have? Because I guarantee you are solving different problems than the problems that your clients think that they have. So how do you market that? How do you talk about that? How do you properly message that so that it has people coming to you saying, yes, I want this. You have sales conversations with them, overcome their objections, actually sell them the offer, and then go deliver the offer. There's a lot involved there. Let's not be sugarcoating it. There's a lot to be done to get somebody from the point that they don't even know who you are or what you do to you working with them and them getting incredible results. And so it's going to take time and attention from you to navigate all of those steps of the process. Don't make it harder than it has to be by trying to do it with 3 or 5 different offers at a time. You just can't. You're not going to do any of it well. It's going to confuse those clients. They're not going to buy because they don't know. They don't understand what offer they need or how they would know if they should be working with you one-on-one or if they should be buying your $17 ebook. They don't know. They have no idea. And so they're confused. And for that reason, they probably don't move forward at all. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. In fact, what we want is for everybody to be moving toward their goals. That's you and your business and your clients and their health goals. So make it easy for them to do that with a super high touch premium VIP offer that you are going to be able to personalize to them incredibly easily. They're going to feel like, again, like they're getting a winning the lottery experience because they're getting all of your attention and they're getting all of your expertise. And in the meantime, behind the scenes, you're figuring it out. You're figuring out, okay, what is working for them week to week? What isn't? How could I make this simpler? How could I make it more convenient for them? You're literally asking these questions as you go, and you're making the process better for clients to come so that you have a really well-oiled system. And easily, you are making 6 figures a year because of the price point that you are charging. Um, Things that I want to talk about. I have little notes to myself here on don't forget to talk about the math. And I think I've said this, but I'm going to say it again. The math has to math. What do I mean by that? I mean that we have to zoom out on what is going to be best for your business and your lifestyle for this to continue. I work with people who come into the Profitable Nutritionist program and they're like, I have been in business for years. I have worked with clients. I am so burned out because I just can't take on more clients and I can't make the amount of money that I need to make. So, what is the problem here? Well, it's the pricing of the offer. That's really the problem. And to increase the price of the offer, we should have a considerable mindset reset. All right. So, I can give you all the strategy and I can tell you that if you want to make $10,000 a month, you can have a $5,000 offer and sell 2 clients a month. And there you go. And I can tell you that. And I could show you examples of clients of mine that have done that very successfully. And if you don't believe it's possible for you, none of that matters. If you have the mindset that nobody would buy a $5,000 offer from you or that you can't be trusted to deliver $5,000 in value to a client, if you have those mindset blocks, none of that matters. The math doesn't really matter. So on the one hand, we have the strategy and then we have the mindset to execute the strategy. By the way, this is exactly what's happening with your clients. There is the strategy that you give them. There's the protocol that you give them. There is the plan. There is everything that you're going to show them on what they need to do. And then there's them actually executing it and believing that it's possible for them and following through on the strategy. So everything I teach you about your business, by the way, it completely translates to the process that you bring your clients through and how you ensure success for them. So for that reason, in the TPN program, and probably if you've consumed my content, you've seen this theme already, I talk about 30% strategy and then 70% mindset. It's like, because we can have the best strategy, and if we don't execute the strategy, does any of it matter? No. So let's talk about the mindset of premium pricing, and let's talk about the mindset of marketing a premium offer. I oftentimes talk about just an example. I have lots of examples like this, but I have an example of my client Gina in the TPN program. And the reason she comes to mind is because we had a great conversation around this when it happened. But she posted in our private community, she's like, oh my goodness, I just re-signed a client of mine for $5,000. She's my best fit client. I know she's going to continue to get results. And it's just so exciting to me to work with her. So let's break down this scenario. Gina has a client that she loves who has already hired her and paid her and now has re-signed with her for another $5,000. So this is one client compounding over time. That's a profitable business, by the way, when you're not having to constantly find new clients, but you have clients that just continue working with you. It's a great business model. So we have Gina selling one client for $5,000. Okay. And I remember us talking about this and coaching on it because previous to that, she had had lower ticket offers. And she had also, it had taken her a minute to get the mindset on track to be able to sell this $5,000 offer because she wanted to have some fallback offers. She found herself in sales conversations having this premium offer. And she's like, gosh, I knew that for my clients, that would be the exact thing that they needed. I knew it would be perfect for them. But I found myself when it came time to actually make an offer to them on a sales call, I would default down to this lower lower amount, or it was less time working with her. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like less than $1,000. And so she found herself, and I see this a lot, and you might be in the same boat, of selling something lower than what you want to be selling. You're like, find yourself continually selling this like back pocket offer that isn't the main offer that you want to sell. And so we need to look at the mindset around that. Like, why does that feel like a safer option? Why are you assuming that that's the option that people want? And I have an entire process in the TPN program where we really dig into your pricing mindset so we can understand why that would be. But for the sake of this, let's just do a little math here. So Gina's finally got to the point where she's selling her $5,000 offer. She's super excited about it because the energetic match here between her being so excited for her client to continue getting these amazing results she's already getting by paying another $5,000 is up here. This client's excitement for continuing to get the amazing results that she is getting and to reinvesting in herself is up here. That feels so good for everyone. So that was the whole point of Gina reporting this. And she was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. I know I can keep getting her results. I know she's going to continue to thrive. She's sending me great referrals. And this is just such a great situation for everyone. That's what I want for you in your business. Versus what a lot of people do is they try to sell something cheaper. So let's use this same math, $5,000. To make that same $5,000 that Gina made, someone else, I'm going to use another round number that people throw at me a lot, $197. Like, I don't know what it is with $197, but people are telling me all the time that they want to sell something for $197. Okay, so to make that same $5,000, you have to sell 24 people something for $197 to make the same $5,000 in your business. Now, that's 24 clients that you need to manage. That's 24 people whose results you're kind of worrying about. That's taking up space in your brain. That might be 24 sales conversations. That might be 24 emails that you have to answer. That's for sure probably 24 times the work to get those clients interested in what you're talking about in the first place to make the same amount of money. Point is, can you imagine? Do you have experience with this? Do you know how much harder it is to get 24 people to say yes to one thing than it is to have one person say yes to one thing? I'm going to say that again. How much harder is it to get 24 people to say yes to something than it is to have one person say yes to something? This is a night and day difference in your business. So when I say the math has to math, this is what I mean. How many people do you need to get to say yes to make the money that you want to make every month at your current price? And is it one person, two people, or is it 24 people, 30 people? Because unless you are an expert marketer, having 24, 30 people, any number that is a high number to you, now to me that feels like, bleh. But whatever that number is for you, it's hard, okay? It's hard to get that many people on board with saying yes. The reason it's hard is because it takes time and effort and energy and a lot of marbles to do that. So I promised in this message today that we were going to talk about the one premium offer that you need to sell in your business. And hopefully you have ideas about what that is. But let me be very clear. This is exactly what I teach in the Profitable Nutritionist program. We have an entire module on pricing and offer creation and mapping out your client process. So it's an ultra premium experience for both parties. So if any of that is confusing to you, this is exactly what we do in the TPN program. Link is in the description to get started there. But that is just one part of the equation, right? Having that premium offer is just one part of it, because the other thing that we're talking about is actually selling just that one thing and getting really good at selling that one offer instead of having multiple offers and diluting your focus and attention with trying to figure out how to sell and execute multiple offers. So that is confusing to you. That's also confusing to your potential clients. For all of those reasons, don't do it. Sell one offer, and I would love to help you to do that. Okay, I would love to help you figure out your one premium offer that is going to get you to six figures. And by the way, that same offer is also, or a version of it, is going to get you to multiple six figures and multiple six figures and multiple six figures. And that's the most fun part. But the hardest part is really getting it going and getting your systems in place for marketing, selling, and then delivering any offer in your business. So I would love to support you in doing that. That's exactly what we do in the Profitable Nutritionist program. Like I have said, link is in the description, whether you are listening to this as the audio podcast or you're watching this on YouTube. YouTube, the link is in the description of this video or this episode. To get started, you can go to theprofitablenutritionist.com/join, find out all about the program, and you can enroll today. There is also a button on that page for you to book a short call first if you would like us to discuss together how this actually would map out in your business, what you would prioritize first, and exactly what this would look like for you. So you can join the program today or you can book a call first. Either way, if you are still watching this or still listening to this and it is landing with you and it is resonating and you are feeling like, yes, I have been making this so much harder than it needs to be by trying to sell more than one offer or by not having the belief in myself or the offer or this client to actually sell them the premium offer, and I keep defaulting back to something else that I don't actually want to be selling. If you know, you know. Or if you're just like, yes, I am ready to actually make this premium offer and I'm ready to commit to it. Any of those scenarios, whether you've screwed this up or you're just like, nope, I am ready to start the easy way, then we would love to support you in that. Again, that's what we do here at the Profitable Nutritionist and in the Profitable Nutritionist program. Link in the description or go to theprofitablenutritionist.com/join. And if you would like to see this in action and actually have the case study of a student from the TPN program who recently shared with me how she completely changed her business and, more importantly, the results that her clients get by making a more premium offer that gets them better results, I want you to watch this video next where Isabella tells you all about that in her own words and exactly how she changed her offer.